Yo, tapping in real quick. Something light, nothing major. Peace and blessings and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Hopefully everybody's Monday has kicked off properly. And you know, your week's gonna go according to plan. You know what I'm talking about? Nothing too crazy about this video right here. We just gonna sit here and chop it up for a few minutes for what it's worth and see what we can do about finding confidence within this fight night card as far as confident picks are concerned. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and dive into it, man. This first fight of the night. As of right now, the way it's lined up on Tapology anyway, you know what I'm talking about, is Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Tamirov. Now, I am slightly confident in Ramazan to be the one to go out here and find a way to walk away victorious in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm just not necessarily sure how he's going to go about securing that victory. And while I am a bit confident that he's going to be able to do so, he's nowhere near my most confident picks. Moving on. Montana versus Luana. This is women's MMA. And while I am also a bit confident in Luana to be able to, be the one to go out here and get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. It's women's MMA, and it may not be placed anywhere near my most confident picks. Moving on, Lucas Almeida versus Danny Silva. This is one of my most confident picks on the card. Lucas Almeida has lost via KO, TKO. He has lost via submission. He has lost via decision. Danny Silva, he knows how to get it done inside the distance via KO, TKO. He knows how to get it done via decision. Who's to say he doesn't find his first submission inside the distance from a club and sub type situation, or from Lucas Almeida trying to wrestle fuck him when he doesn't like how, the fight is taking place on the feet. It is what it is. I do like him to be the one to get it done inside the distance via KO, TKO. Somewhere inside the first 10 minutes. But if it goes the distance, the full 15 minutes, I'm highly confident that Danny Silva will walk away victorious via unanimous decision. So he is one of my most confident picks. At minus 190 on here, not exactly sure where he is anywhere else, but Danny Silva is one of my most confident picks. Moving on, Andrea versus JJ, women's MMA. I am pretty decently confident in JJ to be the one to get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. But it's women's MMA, and it cannot be anywhere near my most confident picks. Moving on, Douglas Silva DeAndrade versus John Castaneda. DeAndrade is lost inside the distance via KO, TKO, via submission. He's also lost via decision, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not mistaken. And on the other side of things, John, he knows how to get it done inside the distance via KO, TKO 7 times, via submission 7 times, and via decision 7 times. You understand what I'm saying to you? So it is what it is. John is another one of my most confident picks at minus 230. These money lines are getting steeper. Moving on, Ricardo Ramos versus the machine gun, Chepe Mariscal, my guy, my most confident pick on the card, unfortunately for Ricardo Ramos. If it goes the distance, the full 15 minutes, I'm extremely confident that it'll be Chepe Mariscal via unanimous decision. And that's if he does not find a finish inside the distance. Moving on, Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson. If I'm not mistaken, Sam's only 2 losses come inside the distance via KO, TKO from someone catching, clipping, and disconnecting him from his consciousness. And, Barlow has 5 wins via KO, TKO, 3 via decision, 1 via submission. He's proven that he can get the job done absolutely anywhere the fight takes place if need be necessary. Danny Barlow is another one of my most confident picks on the card. Moving on, William Gomis versus Haider Amil. I get it. He's undefeated. He has an O next to his name, and he's looked good as the Hurricane up against who he's looked good up against. But the Jaguar, William Gomis, has a way of slowing things down in Jaguar William Gomis fashion and slowly taking control of the fight, controlling the pace of the fight. It is what it is. William Gomis is one of my most confident picks. Moving on. Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. This is heavyweight MMA, and while I am extremely confident that Mario will walk away victorious in some way, shape, form, or fashion at 9-0, I think he's very much like Danny Barlow in the fact that he has 5 KO TKOs inside the distance, 1 submission, and 3 decisions. He is not a Robelis to Spain. We do not have to worry about Austin Lane coming out here and rinse and repeating like he did on Robelis to Spain. If he attempts that part of the game, he might find himself getting submitted inside the distance, man. I really think Mario Pinto's going to catch clip and disconnect him from his consciousness, but he's another one who's proven that he can get it done absolutely anywhere the fight takes place, and I'm extremely confident that he's going to walk away victorious in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Just not sure how he's going to go about securing the victory, and based simply off the fact that it's heavyweight MMA, just like women's MMA, no matter how confident I am in the play, it cannot be anywhere near my most confident picks. Moving on. Nazarat versus Esteban. I'm extremely confident in Esteban to be the one to walk away victorious in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I could see him catching, clipping, and disconnecting Nazarat from his consciousness. I could see him catching Nazarat in a club and sub type situation. I could see him just producing the better all-around body of work and beating Nazarat up over the course of 15 minutes for the unanimous decision. Nazarat is lost via KO TKO inside the distance. He's lost via submission. He's lost via decision. Esteban knows how to get it done in each and every one of those departments. I'm extremely confident that he's going to be able to do so. Moving on. Cody versus Julian Marquez. Fuck this fight. I cannot find confidence within this fight. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The only thing that I am confident in is that Cody shouldn't be a dog. Neither one of them should be. This shit should be a minus 110, 110 pick'em. Coin flip type situation, and that's all there is. That's the only thing I'm confident about. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is, man. Cannot find confidence within this fight. Manel Kape versus Asul Almabayev. I cannot find confidence within this fight. As much as I like Asul Almabayev to be the one to get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion, more times than not by dragging this one out to a unanimous decision, 3 rounds to 2, maybe 4 rounds to 1, or maybe he finds the finish inside the distance via submission, because if I'm not mistaken, Manel Kape's only 2 losses inside the distance come via submission and then 5 via decision. So listen here, man. It's Asul Almabayev inside the distance via KO, TKO, or submission. Maybe he's the first one to catch and clip him, just like Meltzer got caught and clipped for the first time. And Ishmael got caught and clipped for the first time before that. And earlier on the card, Chaos got submitted and finished for the first time inside the distance. It's been a whole lot of shit happening that hasn't necessarily been happening. So we can't count that shit outside the realm of possibilities from it happening. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? He might be the first one. He got a bit of pop in them shots. You know what I mean? He might be the first one to catch, clip, and disconnect Manel Kape from his consciousness, man. Or maybe he's just the 3rd one to submit him, or the 6th one to decision him. You know what I'm talking about? But while I am as confident as I am in him for what it's worth, I cannot put it anywhere near my most confident picks. So we have Esteban Ribovics. We have William Gomis. We have Danny Barlow. We have Chepe Mariscal. We have John Castaneda. And we have Danny Silva. That is our most confident picks on the card. For what it's worth, I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. I'll tap back in and talk about some of these underdogs. And I'll talk about some of these parlays, man. And, you know, it is what it is. For what it's worth, those are my most confident picks. Danny Silva, John Castaneda, Chepe Mariscal, Danny Barlow, William Gomis, and Esteban Ribovics. Peace and blessings.